Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie Bourbon Lovers, sharing bourbon with Australia.
Wow, that's good. Great. What a great start. We're so excited. We're at Bardstown with Jake Sulek, the VIP Experience and Education Manager here at Bardstown Bourbon Company.
That's right.
Thanks for having us, Jake.
Thank you
so much for having us. What are you pouring us today?
So we have got the Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is our Origin Series, Black Label, bottled in bond.
So cool. And it's such a distinct bottle. Every time we see a Bardstown bottle, we definitely know where it's from. And it's exciting to be here and sharing this pour with you. Tell us about the bottle in bond and what's the story?
Yeah, so, a couple things about us, right? We're all about innovation, collaboration, and transparency. So everything that you ever need to know about what's inside the bottle is going to be on the label. So when you turn it on the side, we can see this was made right here at Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's a minimum of 6 years old. We can actually see the mash bill. We were one of the first companies to start displaying that. So what we've got here, this is a wheated bourbon. So traditionally, bourbon's always going to be made with a little bit of rye. We're replacing that rye with wheat. This is going to be 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley. It is a wheated bourbon. They tend to be a little bit softer in profile, but this one is also bottled in bond.
Okay.
So this is a good room to talk about bottled in bonds. Yeah, the Bottled in Bond Act was passed here in the United States in 1897. It's really just a sign of quality. This ensures that the contents of the bottle was all made in one distilling season by one distiller. It's a minimum of 100 proof and it's a minimum of 4 years old. Now we've got the 6-year-old age statement on this, but that bottled in bond ensures you know exactly where your whiskey came from.
Good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And that mash bill sounds like I'm going to like this.
Yeah.
As well, but 6 years and bottle in bond, all the things make me think that this is going to be a delicious pour.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is the first whiskey that ever came off of our still. So we fired up the still here in September of 2016. The master distiller for Lofted Spirits is Steve Nally. This man has over 50 years of experience in the bourbon industry, over 3 decades at Maker's Mark, most of that spent as the master distiller at Maker's Mark.
Amazing.
Right? So he knows a thing or two about wheated bourbon.
Yeah,
This is the dream wheated bourbon that he always wanted to make. So it was the first thing that came off the still, and it was the first Origin that we released.
Amazing.
Amazing. On the nose, that is lovely and kind of buttery caramel. That's fun. Oh, great. Delicious.
Oh, that's nice. It's definitely smooth.
It's very mellow for me. Wheated bourbon, it's a softer grain. It's always as aggressive as rye. I tend to get a little bit of citrus, but not like lemon peel or lemon zest. It's more like lemon cookie.
Yeah. I was gonna like an orange cake.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I always get lemon cookie, a little bit of peach in there, some stone fruit. Not very spicy. It's just something that's easy to have a hard day at work, come home, and then kick back to this for
That's
sure.
it. It's almost like there's like spice ingredients, almost like what you'd put in a cake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unreal. And so tell us about the room we're in, because this is, I've heard fables of this room, Jake,
Yes.
and it's
Pretty
so good to
thick
be
room.
in.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you. This is the vintage library, right? So we've got a collection of over 400 bottles going all the way back to 1892. This is a sippable museum, though. We're always bringing guests in here to show it off, but the kicker is everything in here is available by the end.
It's the best kind of museum. A sippable museum. It's the best kind.
It is.
It is.
And it can be sad, right? Because sometimes we're finishing off some of our favorite bottles, but in Kentucky, we have something called the Vintage Spirits Act. So we are actually able to, in Kentucky, to replace any of these bottles. We can purchase them from private sellers, from estate sales, from auctions. After we authenticate them, we can bring them into the collection, pop them open, and resell them.
That's incredible.
So good. And just before you were kind of showing us around some of the bottles that are here, and it's everything from pre-prohibition stuff to stuff that's, from different distilleries before some massive events like the Fire at Heaven Hill and things like that. So there's some very incredible stuff in here. And so but visitors to the restaurant in the park can come in and say, hey, I'd love to try that Dusty, which you surely will not be able to get anywhere else in the world.
Exactly. We've got a 12-page menu. Everything's broken down by distillery, so you can kind of take your time. If it's easy to replace, it's pretty affordable. If it's a one-of-a-kind, if it's a unicorn, the price can go up based on how difficult it is for us to replace it. But the point is to drink and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I always like to remind people, it's not so much that old whiskey is better or worse than whiskey made today. It's just made differently.
Yep.
Right? You've got different equipment, different people, different distillery, different yeast strains. And so this is a little bit like a time machine, right? Like you get to take a sip of a whiskey made 100 years ago and kind of experience what a drinker 100 years ago would have experienced.
That's incredible. Yeah. And like you said before, like Bardstown, a bit like the new kid on the block, but having this incredible library like gives you that element of like capturing all that history.
Yeah. It's a way to celebrate not just what our neighbors have done, but really the whole category of American whiskey.
Can you tell us a little bit about, for people who don't know or haven't spent much time kind of hearing about the Bardstown story, tell us a little bit about the distillery.
We were founded by a man named Pete Lofton. He was an incredible businessman. He had made a lot of money over the course of his career. He was buying a lot of barrels on the open market. Yep. In 2014, he purchased 100 acres right here in Bardstown and decided to found his own distillery. It took about a year and a half before the stills were up and running. But at that point, we were off and going. You know, we've expanded ever since. In 2018, we doubled our capacity, the number of barrels we were able to make. A few years ago, we doubled our capacity again. So it's exciting. In basically 10 years, we've become a top 10 producer in the country.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And from my experience, I was lucky to come and did a distillery tour here a few years ago. And it's like Disneyland of distilleries. It's set up in a way that's like a really visitor-friendly experience.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful premises. The property's incredible as well.
That was one of the intentions from the beginning. You know, Pete was also a Napa Valley guy.
Yep.
So, you know, he had the option to build the distillery. You could make it look old-fashioned. You could make it look traditional. You could make it fit in. But as a Napa guy, he always wanted to bring a Napa Valley destination to the Bourbon Trail. So we are a modern distillery. Let's lean into it. This is a modern experience. We're really focused on hospitality here. And we realize in today's market, people aren't coming to distillery once like they used to. Yep. They're coming 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a year. And so to extend the Disney analogy, right, you want to ride all the rides.
Yeah.
So you've got to provide new experiences that kind of push the boundaries that are going to give returning guests something new to do every time they get here.
Yep.
What kind of things, what kind of different rides can we experience if we come and visit?
I think our standard experience is what everybody should start on.
Yep.
That's our Core 4 tour, which you actually get to taste through all 4 of the Origin series. From that point, you actually get to do a deep dive into production. Then you get to go out to the warehouse. You kind of get to see the whole campus. But once you do the Core 4 tour, really, it's a choose your own adventure. We do an incredible cocktail class. We actually get to learn how to make some of our cocktails. We've got a lot of history classes, including a whiskey history class in here, where you get to try 3 of the tremendous pours behind me.
Amazing.
That's so cool.
That's a lot of fun.
And then,
definitely a place to visit then if anyone's ever coming to Kentucky.
100%. But I was going to lean into this. So the Origin series is one that we can get in Australia. We're super lucky that this is a brand we can get in Australia. Not all bourbons we can get, unfortunately, but we can get Bardstown and we can get the Origin series in Australia.
Yeah.
What are the expressions in the Origin series?
Well, we've got 4. So the Origin series, our flagship, they're all actually going to be 6 years, just like the bottled in bond. They're all going to be made, aged, and bottled in Bardstown. So this is our flagship. It's all priced between $40 and $50 US. Aside from that, we've also got what's called Discovery and then what's called Collaboration. So those are our limited time offerings. Those come out once a year. You get an opportunity to try them. Absolutely do it. It's limited quantities. Once they're sold out, we never make that expression again. We're trying the bottled and bond from the Origin. We also do a high wheat in Origin. We do a classic high rye bourbon. That's our award-winning whiskey. It's our white label. And then we do a double barrel rye.
Great. Amazing.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing this one with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to enjoying more unreal bourbons from Bardstown. Thanks, Joe.
Of course.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.